Happy Valentine's Day! But this is not about a man, honey. This is not about the relationship. This is not about the roses and the chocolates and getting dressed for dinner. This isn't even about the kids. This is about you. This is for the woman that keeps choosing everyone else but herself, and she needs to be reminded how valuable, how special, and how important she is. So you are exactly who I want to talk to today. Maybe it's the job, maybe it's been the relationship, maybe it's been the friendships that you've been pouring into, but you haven't felt like they've poured anything back into you. Maybe it's been a lot of overgiving lately that you've been doing in your life. You spend a lot of your time caring for other people. You care for your mom, you care for your dad, maybe you care for your fiance. Of course, you care for the kids. Honey, we can't forget the dogs. Everybody gets a lot of love. And at the end of the day, once everybody's been taken care of, got to their appointments on time, got fed, bathed, and in the bed, now you're left to try to muster up energy for yourself. And I absolutely understand what running on fumes looks like. I understand when you have dreams and desires and you're trying to figure out, how do I even fit them into my day? How do I fit them into my time? How do I even make room for myself? If you are a woman that has been self-abandoning for far too long, sometimes you may feel guilty trying to make some of these decisions. You may feel guilty saying no. You may feel guilty telling them, oh, it's spaghetti tonight, because that's what I got the energy for. You may feel guilty skipping out early on the event that you committed to, because you just need to choose yourself. You need to try to buy back some of your own time. So whatever it is, you've been choosing it over yourself. And you're tired, but you're not the kind of tired that a good night's rest just fix. You know, when you reach that level of tired where you're like, I cannot do this anymore. I quite literally have nothing left to give. The type of tired where if you've self-abandoned for far too long, you have no choice but to come back home to yourself. That type of tired. That's a different level, and that's a level that we can't ignore, and that's a level that we need to restore. And we got to do a little bit of work. We got to say some more no's. We got to set some boundaries. We have to build some self-loyalty and some self-trust here in order to get back to the woman that you really desire to be. I heard someone say in a clip recently, I actually think someone quoted Michelle Obama in a sense where she said, you can have it all, but just not all at one time. And that stood out to me even, because my all, as much as I want to be able to do, my level of responsibilities look different. But in the same token, the all that I want to do, I just can't do it all at once. And I can't feel guilty about that. Sometimes you got to pick and choose. Are you going to be the rock star mom today? Are you going to be the rock star fiance, the rock star girlfriend, honey, the rock star dog mom? Like, what's it going to be? Because something's going to lack. You may not be the rock star at work today, but you nailed it with your kids. You may not be the best friend that responded to the voice memo in 24 to 48 hours, but you showed up for the event you told them you'd be there for. So sometimes we got to pick and choose what we're going to be great at, because every day it can't be everything. And we need to know that that's okay. So I kind of want to read you back to yourself, because I've been reading the comments, I've been reading my DMs, I've been responding to voice memos, and I'm noticing a trend, and I got to talk about the trend. So let me tell you something. You've been functioning, you've been paying bills, you've been showing up, you've been keeping it together, and all of those things, they look really good on paper. But secretly, deep down, nobody knows you're suffocating. You are doing your best to make it look like you have it all together. But baby, in those car rides home, those car rides in the morning, on the way to the gym, you are crying, you are talking to God, you are breaking down somewhere, and nobody realizes it, because you're so good at performing that even you forgot it was a performance. You say yes when everything in you is screaming a no. And then you keep telling yourself, I'm going to stop saying yes to what I want to say no to. But you haven't done it yet. You shrink yourself to make other people feel comfortable. You put your dreams on hold because it's not the right time. Because other people need you. Maybe your kids need you. Maybe your parents need you. Maybe your husband needs you. You're needed. But eventually, you'll forget to get back to yourself. And you have to realize how much yourself needs you above all else. But eventually never comes because there's always something else. There's always someone else. There's always another reason to wait. So you'll get to it later, right? Wrong. I know all of this. I've learned all of this. I've seen all of this because this was me for so many years. I didn't just abandon myself at work. I realized I had abandoned myself in certain relationships. I abandoned myself in certain friendships. I would shrink when certain people came around me, so I didn't feel like I was too much, like I was asking for too much. I never wanted to be seen as the problem. I wanted to be seen as very easy and a very easygoing girl and like, oh, Renee, she's good. She don't mind. She goes with the flow. I wanted to like have that role in my friendships, and I wanted to shrink because moments where I didn't shrink and I spoke up, it's like I got punished or condemned or belittled or ignored or ghosted in friendships because what I said was out of order or what I said rubbed somebody the wrong way. And I never wanted to be a girl that rubbed people the wrong way. So I always tried to play the overtly nice girl, the good girl. And it worked until it just didn't work anymore. Until I realized that at every single level, I tried to do that. Every single level, analogy, walking down the street and I'm picking up baggage that was never even mine to put in my bag. I'm just collecting all the pop cans and the bottles and the plastic, and I'm just putting it all in my bag, putting it all in my bag, putting it all in my bag, putting it all in my bag. That's pretty much what you do when you opt into that type of behavior, when you opt out of trusting yourself and you opt into letting people dictate how you move for you. That stopped serving me. And guess what my wake-up call was? You nailed it. Cancer. Baby, did that wake me up? That woke me up in a way that I had never been woken up before. And I could not unsee what I started to learn with my therapist, buying self-help books, doing the work on myself, spending time in isolation, spending in time connecting with myself and rediscovering my voice after I'd been told for so long that I laughed too loud, that I needed to be quiet, that I talked like a white girl. All of these things I just carried with me over all of the years. And I realized that those were only just personal projections of people because those are the things that actually made me shine. Those are the things that actually made me stand out. Those are the things that actually made me different. My quirks, my silly, bubbly personality. I realized there's a difference between being nice and being kind. And I did not want to be a nice person, but I lead with kindness. I have boundaries. I'm clear on my boundaries. I don't have to be reactive about my boundaries because I respect my boundaries, because I respect myself now more than I did before. I realized that my no has so much power, and my no doesn't need to be aggressive. It doesn't need to be this like super heavy stance. My no can just be my no, and it could be with love. I realized that I don't have to shrink, and I can communicate what works for me and what doesn't work well for me. And there was probably better ways I could have communicated back then, but I know how to communicate better now. And I know how to be a woman that leads with self-control. And that is still a muscle that I continue to practice and work on. But my awarenesses have gotten me to a point now where I don't have to abandon them. I don't have to leave them behind. I don't have to move when someone tells me to move, and I don't have to shrink for anybody's room that I'm in, not even my own. And I love that for me. So these were the areas that I was so disconnected from myself. When someone asked me what I wanted, I would feel overwhelmed. And I felt overwhelmed if I had too many decisions, because why are there 42 flavors of ice cream on this board? Like, why can't we just stick to 4 or 5? I would feel so overwhelmed by the easiest, most simplest things that I really had to start assessing why. And I really had to start taking power over my thoughts. And the moment that I started doing those things, a lot of things changed for me in a really beautiful way. And I started to reconnect with myself in a way that I probably hadn't connected with myself since I was a younger girl. Very free, very vivacious, very adventurous. I would roam around. And that's been such a beautiful reconnection to have. So this shift, it didn't just happen overnight. It didn't just happen when I read a book. It didn't just happen in the quiet. It happened in micro moments, little by little, over many periods of times. Over the past couple years, but over the past almost 2 years the most. Moving back home to Michigan, packing up my car, my puppy, and driving 12 hours and not understanding why. But those moments, those days outside of my parents' backyard, those days reconnecting with my favorite park I grew up with, those days just spending small moments with things that brought me joy, uninterrupted and undistracted, helped me to start to reconnect and get back to myself. And I have this methodology I like to call layered honesty. I say the first answer is never the full answer. So we've been taught and trained to give the soothing answer, the less frazzled answer, the less confrontational answer, the appeasing, people-pleasing answer. And oftentimes than not, we have to go a bit deeper to actually get down to the real answer. This is why I call it layered honesty. And this is some work that you will be doing in the Exit Strategy Workbook, because I want you to stop watering down your rice, clean it, eat it once it's clear, and then tell us what you got to say. And the girls that cook in the kitchen, they got that. Because y'all know we got to clean off our rice about 5 or 6 times. Yeah. So that was a part of my turning point. But this is a love letter that I typed out to you ladies that I just want you to absorb and take in. So this is my love letter to you on Valentine's Day, because maybe nobody said this to you today. You are allowed to choose yourself. Not after the kids are grown, not after you pay off the debt, not after you lose the weight, not after you fix the relationship, and baby, not when it's convenient. You are allowed to choose yourself right now. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have permission from anyone. You just need to stop waiting for a moment that feels safe enough, because it will never feel safe enough. Choosing yourself always feels like a risk. Do it anyway. You are not too much. Let me repeat that. You are not too much. The version of you that you've been hiding, the one who wants things that feel unreasonable, the one who's tired of being palatable. Honey, she's not the problem. She's the point. You've been editing yourself down to fit into spaces that were never really meant for you. Relationships that were never really meant for you. People that were never really meant for you. And you're exhausted. Not from the doing, from the dimming. You, my dear, are not behind. I'm about to turn 37 in 2 seconds. I am living with my parents in my childhood bedroom. I have been rebuilding my entire life on camera. And I have never felt more aligned. I have never felt more joyful. For the first time, I'm building my life. Not the life someone else expected, Not the life I dropped or plopped into, and not the life that looks right on paper. Just mine. Wherever you are right now is not a failure. It's a starting point, but only if you stop abandoning yourself long enough to actually begin. So if you're listening to this right now, if you are watching me right now and maybe your chest feels tight or tingly, that I want you to know is recognition. That's your body choosing to remember what it feels like to be seen, because you are someone that's been seeing everybody else around you. You need to actually see yourself first. I heard someone say once, not enough women have mirrors in their house because they don't actually get to see themselves and see what they look like and see how, their shape and what their clothes look like on their body and all these other features. And I couldn't agree more with her. I couldn't agree more with that. You need a mirror so you can start seeing you. So sometimes you got to have someone say out loud the thing that you've been journaling at 2 or 3, or honey, if you're like me, 4 a.m, writing down in your notebook. Sometimes you need to hear someone say out loud the thoughts that you've been voice recording or talking out loud to yourself in your car while you're driving to the job. The thing that you whisper to yourself, the thing you haven't told anyone because you're afraid that they'll think you're ungrateful. They'll think you're dramatic. They may think you're too much. They may be a part of that bunch. You're not asking for too much. I just believe that you're finally asking for what's yours, and you deserve what's yours. Happy Valentine's Day to you. You deserve to be seen. You are not too much. And if you are in a space where you are finally starting to make some changes, if you're in a space where you are choosing yourself more in every single category, in every capacity, in every way, for some of you, this may look like starting with the career. It may look like starting with the job. It may look like starting with the pivot, the exit strategy. It may look like working on your plan. I've extended a special invitation to my day ones for the pre-launch of the Exit Strategy Workbook, and I'm extending that invitation to you. Maybe this is the year where you continue to choose yourself, and we know our energy budget, the biggest percentage and piece is spent at a job, and you do not deserve to continue to spend it at a job that is taking the life out of you, where you are not seen, where you are overextended, where you are exhausted, where you are out of alignment, where your body is giving you every single sign and it's telling you, wake up, we don't want to do this, and you're ignoring it because you are taking care of everybody else, but you have to take care of yourself. And the Exit Strategy Workbook is a beautiful way for you to start that journey. So if that aligns, that's my invitation to you. Link in the bio. I consider you one of my day ones. Got to throw a party for my day ones. Every time I say that, that's a song that comes to my head. Lord, help me. Help me, Jesus. But link in the bio. I would love to have you join us. And until the next video, friends.